find God. You can meet God at Verizon. Meet God at Comcast. You can meet God at Sprint. I need somebody in here today that can say, I don't reserve my worship for Sunday because I worship between Sundays because my desk becomes an altar and my steering wheel becomes my prayer table. I need somebody to say, I thank God for his presence because my God is everywhere. You may think I'm talking to myself, but I'm just worshiping my God wherever I am. I thank you for the bills you pay for me. I thank you for healing me. I thank you for my last breath. I thank you that I still can walk. I'm thankful somebody pushes me around. I'm thankful for my motorized chair. Anybody in here today that can say, I thank God for the little things because my God is everywhere. I thank you for my social security check. I thank you for retirement. I thank you for bad grandchildren. I thank you for messy church people. Somebody else say, I thank God for everything because if God is everywhere, then all the blessing everywhere. You need to start setting up altars wherever you are and say, you might not know it, but when you come next to me, you're in the house of God. In fact, I'm worshiping God right now. I'm in conversation with God now. Don't mess with my prayer time right now. You might think I'm inputting some numbers, but I'm talking to my God because I still believe that just a little talk with Jesus will make everything. Somebody say everything. Just a little talk with Jesus will make everything all right. Say yeah. I'm done. Here it is. Here it is. You have to reassess the productivity of past practices. You have to learn how to reimagine the perspective on your present proximity. But finally, you have to realize God's perpetual presence in spite of your paranoia. Because there are many of us in here today who've heard from God, but it's still hard to trust what you heard. I don't know if I'm talking to anybody in here today. That you know God has given you dreams that you think are too big for you. That God has given you a word that you feel is impossible. That God has promised you protection in spite of what you go through. And you need to learn how to trust God in spite of what you don't understand. Here it is. You heard, did you read the promise? Now, although the promise that he gives Jacob sounds like the promise he gives to Isaac, and it reads like the promise he gave to Abraham, there's something different about this promise. Because God adds, he says, I'll also give you protection. I'll also give you provision. And I'll also give you safe passage. Did you hear what I just said there? I'll give you strategic protection. I'll give you secured provision. And I'll give you safe passage. Now, he only told Abraham that I'll give you this land. He only told Isaac that I'll bring you back to this land. But he tells Jacob, not only will I give you this land, not only will I make your name great, but I'll also give you strategic protection. I'll also give you secured provision, and I'll also give you safe passage. I love the fact that God just doesn't recycle God's word when God speaks to me. But God said, you don't have to live on a borrowed word, because I can give you your own word. I can give you a fresh word. Anybody say, I'm so glad that God can speak to me, and I don't need anybody to interpret God's word for me, because I got ears and I can hear for myself. I have a relationship with God too. I might not be a deacon, but I have a relationship. I might not be a preacher, but I have a relationship. I might not be a deaconess, but I have a relationship. I might not be a trustee, but I have a relationship. I need somebody to say, I thank God that God customizes God's word for me. That God can give me a word that will fit my needs, that will fit my fears, that will fit my fickleness, that will fit my failures. I need somebody in here to thank God that God has a word just for you. God says you don't have to live on somebody else's word, because I have a word for you. You don't have to live on somebody else's dream because I have a dream for you. And what I love about this is that Jacob makes a little mistake. That Jacob said, well, God, if you will do all of this, then you will be my God. Which means he makes a conditional commitment to God. But whenever you have conditional, short-sighted commitment, you limit your own possibilities. And some people in here today are wondering why you are still where you are. That's because you half-hearted committed, but you're not all the way committed. God says, I need some people who will commit all the way, that you don't know how it's going to end. You don't know what I'm going to do next, but you trust me because you know me, even when you don't know what I'm up to. Anybody here say, I can trust God like that? Because if God can see way down the road, that means I don't need to see way down the road, because I trust God to do what God does, and God trusts me to do what I can do. Jacob is still afraid that Esau's going to get up to him. He's still afraid that his brother is going to take him down. And God says, okay, son, let me help you understand something. You don't get to bargain with me. You either go or you stay where you are. You either trust me or you stay where you are. You either start moving or you can remain paralyzed where you are. You don't get to bargain with God on how God's going to bless you and how God's going to use you. You either say yes or you say no. And so I need somebody in here today that can say, I trust God enough to say yes today. Because if God has done it before, surely he can do it again. And I might not know all the details, but I trust God with the big picture. Because if I can see the big picture, then I can trust God with the minute details. Somebody ought to bless his high name today. To say, I can't see way down the road, but I trust my God anyway. I can't see way down the road, but I believe if God settles it, that settles it. If God said it, that settles it. And I'd rather trust God than to spend another moment in a place that's beneath me, in a place where I do not belong. Is there anybody in here today that can say, I've learned to trust in Jesus, and I've learned to trust in him, and I still believe that my God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think, because if my God is with me, then that means I have power on my side, I have love on my side, I have joy on my side, and I can declare today that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I can declare today that weeping may endure for a night, but joy, somebody almost say joy, the joy comes in the morning. I still believe that all things work together for the good of those who are called according to his purpose. Is there anybody in here today that can say mornings by mornings I'm learning to trust in him, I'm learning to walk with him, because he is my strength and he is my joy, and I'm glad that he sees me and he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me that I belong to him. And so every day for the rest of my life I got to give him glory and I have to give him praise, because no thing in this world can separate me from the love of God. There's nothing that can separate me from the love of God. There's nothing that can separate me from the love of God. No sickness, no pain, no failure, no heartache, no enemy, no hater, nothing can separate me from the love of God. I'm walking in my authority, because nothing can separate me from the love of God. No malice, no rejection, no pain, no death, no tragedy, no trauma, no dysfunction. Nothing shall separate me from the love of my God. No enemy in hell can separate me from his love. No enemy in the church can separate me from his love. I believe that my God is with me. If you believe it, will you say yes? Will you say yes? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he make a way for you? Won't he open doors for you? Won't he provide for you? Say yes. Say yes. When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me, my soul, somebody shout my soul, my soul, somebody shout my soul, my soul cries out, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Say yes, woo, say yes. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he give you joy? Won't he give you peace? Won't he do it? Won't he make a way? Won't he heal your body? Won't he lift you up? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Picks me up, turns me around, places my feet on solid ground. Say yes, yes. Maybe that's